Happy Friday, everyone. Just a few more hours and it'll be the weekend.
Yeah, unless you're watching this, apparently people watch us on the toilet. Unless you're on the toilet, you're watching us Friday morning. I'm sorry, you still got a full work day ahead of you. Before we get started, Kyle did a short recently, and the first comment on the short was Trenton looks like George Costanza in the thumbnail. You know who George Costanza is from Seinfeld?
I absolutely do, yes.
So I pulled up a picture of me and I pulled up a picture of George Costanza, and I asked Michelle.
On your computer?
Yeah, I asked Michelle, I was like, do I look like George Costanza? And she looked at me like, give me a real long pause. And she was like, you don't not look like George Costanza. And I was like, man.
The long pause, did you?
Oh, it did. I was like, well, I already know what the answer to that is. So I pulled it up, and I actually pulled up a picture from a couple years ago. Man, my hairline is screwed. Like, we are going back, and I can't wait. I can't wait till I'm in my mid-30s and I have nothing left anyways. We are without the wheel today.
Well, you know, it's my fault. I'm in a golf league with my brother. I can say this. I'm usually horrible. My brother is an outstanding golfer. He's like a 2 handicap. But he kind of had a bad day, and I kind of had a good day, and we tied at 45 for 9 holes. I know that's shocking for Kent to even have 45. I'm happy with 45 for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes in leagues, things just don't work out, and we were behind some people that had to start in front of us, and it just took forever. So I am a little bit late getting home. We're a little behind the 8 ball because of me and my heroics that I did on the golf course today.
Yeah.
And pounding my brother into the ground.
Well, Ken always, he also has like a bad back or something going on right now.
There's a whole lot there. Trust me when I say.
Who's the older brother now?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's a whole lot. He's a really good golfer. I'm really not. So anyways, I just told your mom to pick out some bourbons that are high proof.
So this is bourbon.
All bourbon.
Okay.
High proof.
Okay.
You know, and so she was kind of, I called right when I left the golf course, and I said, is there any way you can go down there and just find some stuff? So
yeah,
that's what we have tonight. And I thought that would be good because you like high proof stuff.
I do.
I do. And I thought we'd stick with the same theme with at least bourbon.
Yeah.
You know, so we're not bouncing around all over the place.
What is A? Dang it, man. You can't trip her up at all, can you?
Oh, yeah, no, you're mom.
Okay. Did you roll these?
I rolled yours too, yes, and I rolled my own. I asked your mom if she rolled it, but she did not.
Finished? Are they finished?
She wouldn't know.
Okay, so there's a chance they might be finished.
I guess, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more finished ryes than there are bourbons.
Yeah.
We were going to do a video, and it turns out we already did the video. And I was pulling all my finished stuff, and I was like, 95% of what I have at home that's finished is a rye.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't really realize that until we were trying to do a video.
I wouldn't even have a clue on mine. I'd have to really look at that, tell you the truth. I don't know.
Nutty.
Yeah, nutty, and I am not unhappy with that. It's like
Knob Creek 18?
It's like caramely syrupy, kind of not super sweet, but yet
it is like a little
like candy bar, like a Milky Way type, milk chocolatey type of a caramel type of a candy bar.
I don't know that I've ever eaten a Babe Ruth.
Definitely nutty though.
So I feel like it's similar to like a Babe Ruth. I've never actually eaten one because just like at first glance I think who on earth eats a Baby Ruth or a Babe Ruth or Baby Ruth? Not Babe Ruth, Baby Ruth. Yeah, right.
I have to say I have, and my biggest problem is if somebody hands me a candy bar, it's going to get eaten. I'm not going to say no.
Was that the one that was really expired and was like hard as a rock that you ate?
I don't even remember, but
I think it was.
I don't put it,
I like the smell though. It does have like a nice caramely, a little bit of a nutty type of a thing.
Yeah, and I'm not getting burned in the nostrils for a higher.
Well, I did there first because you
slammed it in there.
Yep.
Well, that's what happens, bro.
Yes.
I thought I taught you better.
I don't know what that means.
Help.
Ooh. Ooh. That's got some dickily type palate notes on there. A little minerally.
Boy, I forgive me for saying, but I didn't get no. That's first sip, and I always do that. I've got to go in one more time because that hit me like a ton of bricks on the first sip. I kind of liked it though.
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of liked it a little bit.
Well, that's the thing because I don't think like the Dickel lineup does any kind of cast strength stuff, but I do get. Well, it could be a source product. I do get a little bit of like a minerality, rockiness to it. Flintstone vitamins, as Fred Minnick would say.
don't know if I'm actually getting the vitamin thing, but that I think that minerality type note.
It's kind of sour. A little sour.
Yeah, maybe that's what I like because I'm a big wild turkey fan. And that sweet sour thing, but I don't think so. I don't think this is that, but I kind of like that little bit of a sour note sometimes in my bourbon. You know what I mean?
I do too.
I kind of like that.
But I feel like with wild turkey, you get like they're sour, but it's a little bit more robust. Whereas this one, I don't really. It's more flat.
I wouldn't guess that that's this, but
yeah, in my opinion. All right, why did this just smell like a rotisserie chicken? That was interesting.
I do not think I've ever heard rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that's a new one for me too. I don't really get much. I don't get much.
Huh. This one to me lends a little bit more to a little bit of a tobacco note, with like almost a light mocha note, like a more on a mocha might not be the right word, like a light coffee green.
I'm struggling on this one a little bit. I honestly maybe get like a very faint, like a grapiness, but really that's all I'm getting on this one. I'm struggling a bit.
I don't mind it.
And it's a little swampy.
Okay.
More like a seaweed or some kind of swamp plant. I don't know. I really don't get much on the palate.
No?
Am I broken?
It's a little bit less proof than the first one.
Let's get the nose woken up.
Here we go again.
Smell that.
Hey, if that's your go-to, that's your go-to, man.
Maybe like a little bit of a beef jerky or something on the palate.
Yeah.
With
Ooh,
like
that second sip was better. It's still kind of milling around those earthy notes, but I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I do.
It's not that I would say that this one is like bad or anything. I really just don't get much from it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
On the back end of the palate, now that it's sitting, the mouth feels pretty nice. Maybe a little bit of like a vanilla or something, but that's I'm grasping for straws at that one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right.
Let's hope C has a little bit more of an impact here.
Let's move forward.
Oh yeah.
Now we're talking, huh?
Yep. Oh yeah. Maple, brown sugar.
Yeah, that's a little bit sweeter than the first two.
It's kind of like if you've ever had those little, who makes those like coffee cakes? Those little Hostess?
Little
like
Debbie's. So
Little Debbie.
I know them all. Which one do you want? Unfortunately.
It's got like a streusel-y brown sugar, maple type of a thing going on in it. A little bit of it, like a baked good, a treat, but not
There you go.
not like a freshly baked
Yeah.
thing. This is like a Hostess Little Debbie type of a thing. I don't think I've ever had a Little Debbie product. Well, no. Are the Cosmic Brownies a Little Debbie thing? I've had a Cosmic Brownie. That's about it.
You're not a big sweet guy, I think.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Like the cream pies or the oatmeal cream pies, they look good. But
I'll grant you that. They're not very good.
yeah, like that's what I've heard.
I would never grab one of those. No.
They're mid.
They're mid. Swiss roll all the way. Little Debbie.
Is that the same thing as one of those zingers? What's the difference between a Swiss roll and a ho-ho? Are they the same thing but a different brand?
Kind of same thing, different brand, yeah.
Okay.
Cheaper.
Okay.
Which one's better?
For me, Swiss roll.
Really?
Yeah. Well, when Hostess several years ago, they changed ownership and everything. Those Hostess and ho-hos are they're like tiny now too.
Dude, I
haven't had one of those in a long time. I was like, forget that. I'm not buying that.
I just got a Chick-fil-A cookie last night that was like they used to be like as big as my head. But now they're like little itty bitty things. Like, man, really?
Yeah. No thanks.
I honestly don't get much from this either.
The aromas were a lot more inviting than the palate.
Yeah, they were.
I'm not real happy with the palate on this one.
You get more of a barrel-y note, not maybe like a slight toast, but it's not like an aggressive. It's interesting because none of these emanate the typical like cast strength, really in your face, really bold and robust type of a thing. So I'm interested to see what these are.
I'm 100% with you on. There's a lot of barrel notes swimming around in there.
Yeah.
And not much sweetness. I was really looking forward to that maple note that you were getting out there. That was really a neat, sweet aroma, but didn't come through for me on the palate, unfortunately. I guess we have to move on.
Man.
Babe, what happened? Babe. Jay. This almost smells like a brownie with walnuts.
I was going to say like grass.
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 I'm really getting that walnut note.
Okay, now, yeah, I can see that. I kind of like that. It is walnutty. It almost, it's like a kind of Nutella.
I love walnuts
I get like
too.
a little Nutella, like hazelnut maybe.
Do you eat like just raw walnuts?
No.
Things like that? No?
No, because they get stuck. I've had like 10 root canals, and
that doesn't surprise
I don't
me.
take proper care of my chompers.
Well, with 50 pounds of candy you've eaten through your
so
lifetime, I can understand.
they've taken a toll on my teeth, and I have a lot of like not pitting, but I have like deep grooves in my teeth from all the work that so if I eat any kind of nuts or anything like really hard, they just get stuck and I gotta
up in there.
So I spend more time cleaning my teeth with a toothpick or something than I do actually eating. So it's like,
I can understand that, yeah.
But I usually go with the ghost pepper almonds if I do eat the nuts. Ghost pepper almonds from the Diamond.
Yeah, I don't really go for flavored ones though. I'd
love-
rather just have your basic nut. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying with that? Salted though. You like salted or unsalted?
It's lightly salted.
Yeah, not perfect.
It's got to be salted of some
Perfect.
kind. I do like this one quite a bit. It's a little bit more. I still get like barley notes though.
Good grief.
Could these be the same thing? Did you pour the same thing in all these? Never in my life have I had this many things that are like eerily similar and just like flat.
Like flat?
Or there's got to be some kind of commonality here because it's driving me insane. Either that, I know my palate notes are usually off the wall and my everything that I say and do is weird. But this is like eerily similar in some regards.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay,
Dude.
get this, Trenton. It's
Dude.
not. Oh, quit analyzing.
That's what
This is what he does.
is.
I'm trying to figure out what I feel about glass, whatever this is, D, and he's analyzing the whole blind. But I forgot what I was going to say now. You just messed me
I
up,
give a little
man.
bit of honey on this one. I will say.
You do?
Yeah, if I smell it from far enough away.
It's difficult for me because again, going back to the Swiss rolls, the ho-hos, the zingers, I look for sweetness in a bourbon first. That doesn't mean that other bourbons that I like are not super sweet. That doesn't mean that. That's usually what I look for, and in all these, I really haven't found that super sweet note.
I haven't either.
It's a lot of tobacco-y, not quite leathery, but a little bit of leather, tobacco-y, some earthy notes. If there's any little bit of a sweetness, it's very light caramel or maybe a tiny bit of brown sugar, and I'm talking a tiny bit.
Which is why, I'm setting up the camera and I'm looking at these, and usually I take a quick glance at the color. Mm-hmm. These are so similar in
Are
color. Very similar. And I noticed that before we even started. But I didn't
Of course you did.
I didn't really put two and two together until I'm tasting them and they're kind of the same. And here's the thing. With Mom, she's diabolical sometimes. I'll say that.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not your mother.
Yeah.
That can't be.
What are the odds? Her knowing, God love you, almost nothing about bourbon, that she would pick. The first four that we've tasted have no sweetness in them, and they all have varying levels of like meh. Or you guys are up to something. I think you guys are up to something.
I think you're just off today.
Nope.
I'm pulling
No shot.
I'm pulling you over here to
Something
the
about
house
this
a little
is sus.
bit late tonight because the golf league.
Something about this blind is sus.
The golf league went a little
And I
late.
came down here and everything was poured, so I don't even know what happened.
Sorry. You're the
To be
one.
prepared.
He's the one, honey, that texted me. When I texted, I told you I'd let you know when I'm leaving the golf course. Let you know. When I texted you, you said maybe have your mom start on the blind so it's ready. LOL. And so I did.
Well, phones exist. You can be like, hey, babe, pour this in all 5 for trends and give me different ones or something. This is rigged, I think.
Different ones, okay. This one smells good too. The aromas in a lot of these are pretty decent.
Something's amiss. Something is afoot.
Don't open your mouth too much because there's a fly.
Babe.
I know. I've been tracking it.
If it's the one that was upstairs and now it's downstairs, the thing is massive. I don't know.
You just
He's a thick boy.
You just made a big mistake in telling Trenton about the fly. No, it's just.
Don't worry. As soon as I heard that like high pitched sound, like I was trying to find it subtly.
You gotta be focused on it now. You don't like that at all?
It's okay, but again, it's very barely. It's very Imagine if you took like a really solid bourbon and you just stripped it away of most, if not all, the sweetness.
Okay.
You get the barrel notes, and it's hard to find other notes without the sweetness because, like, what does butterscotch taste like without sugar in it? Or like what maple without sugar? Like it's kind of hard to imagine.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
All right. Well, you got to push out one of them.
My lowest was C. I think that's the one that I did put lowest just because it didn't really have any kind of sipping experience. It was just really kind of even and mellow throughout.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. C wasn't definitely not my favorite. Now I got a log jam going on here. I don't know what you got, but I've got a lot of the same.
I have B as my 4th place.
Do you?
Yeah. And now I have a log jam now for A and E.
I'm gonna push out D next, honey. That's what I'm gonna do next.
Really?
Yeah. It's difficult because we're looking at a lot of barrel stuff going on right here.
Man, this is the hardest one just because, in my opinion, there's nothing that really stands up above the rest. It's just really finding those nitpicky kind of details that makes you lean one way or the other.
All right. I get that. All right, I'm going to go B next since he's deciding, honey. B is next for me then.
We're just going to flip-flop. I'm going to put
okay, so
D
we just flip-flopped
third. Yep.
D and B. So when you leaned over, you go like, what? I thought like D might be going to your first place or something. You're like,
after tasting it again, I was like, this is a really like, it's almost like a double oak, like a raw double oak kind of experience. Really, there's a lot of barrely oaky notes going on in that one. I had A and E tied.
yeah, I'll let you go. I pretty much know what my first is going to be.
I think I know what mine is too. Yeah. My second is E.
Yeah.
And
Me
my
as
first
well,
place
honey?
is A.
Yep. I can agree with that 100%.
There's just there's enough sweetness in A that makes it like
100%.
yeah.
At least I get some sweetness out of A. I'm with you on that.
I'm kind of really terrified for this reveal.
Why?
Because something
You're never
seems
terrified about
something-
anything,
I
dude.
know, but something seems weird. Something seems weird.
Oh, God.
There's
right,
2
huh?
bottles there, though.
Just go with Trenton, son. That's fine.
I didn't write down what I had.
Well, I need
Cheater.
glasses.
Oh, here. You want to hand them to Don't take
I
Trenton's.
can't take trends. My God.
Come on over. Come on over, babe.
I'm a negative 1.25. It's not even that bad.
All right, just keep talking amongst yourselves.
Corey, he's the one that needs.
Corey's like a negative 6.
Is that what it is?
Michelle's like a negative 7 or an
All
8.
right,
Wow.
5th place.
What is it? No, my glasses. So you're gonna
Country ham from Booker's. Wait, what is this?
C is, yeah.
That was last place.
Yeah.
Country ham, I would have
I thought that was one of the better Bookers.
And wait a minute. C?
Yeah.
Well,
I stand by that.
there you have it. All right.
4th place.
Yep.
This is Trenton.
Huh?
That's right.
Yeah, Trenton's.
Which was what?
Huh.
B.
Is this an all Jim Beam? This is an all Jim Beam blind.
Jim Beam single barrel?
I actually know nothing about this. 108 proof.
It's 108 proof.
This
yeah.
isn't a
It's
store
single
pick
barrel.
though. It's just a single barrel. I didn't. Do they still make
And
that?
that was B, honey?
Yes.
If I really said nothing sweet stands out about any of these, and they're all Jim Beam,
3rd place.
Yep.
it's all Jim Beam. Kentucky Chew. This kind of tastes like Kentucky Chew. This is a 2018 bottle, and you have this much out of it. This has been down here for 6 years. So you must not care for that too much either.
I haven't. That has not been down here for 6 years. It's something, maybe 3. I don't know.
It's a 2018. It's
I'm
2024.
I didn't have it 6 years ago. Is what I'm telling you.
What is this?
That's
one?
what I'm telling you.
This is letter E. This is 2nd for both of you.
What's that?
Beaten biscuits.
Well, that's why it's good. Beating some biscuits. Beautiful.
And 1st for both
First
of you.
place. What is it, honey? Let's give it to us. Yeah, all right.
Is this Bardstown badge? It's Bardstown badge.
Bardstown badge.
You set this up. You did set it up. I knew it. See? You know, I'm going to get you back for this one.
Okay. Truth.
Explain, did you pick the bottles?
Absolutely not.
Okay. What
Truth-
was first? A? Or no?
Truth be known. Truth be known. And did I do good this time, honey? She is always on me when I give away too much, when I have something involved with it. I was as coy as I could be today, was I not? Did I do good? Yes, I did. So here's what I did. I just got done telling the good folks out there that we're a little behind the 8 ball here because the whole golf thing, right? So I'm trying to think on my head. And I thought Bookers.
Yeah.
That was my thought because in general terms, I am not a huge Jim Beam fan. You're a little bit more of a Jim Beam fan. I'm not much of a Bookers fan. You're a little bit more of a Bookers fan. Now, granted, I wouldn't say Trenton puts it top of his list, but he's more of a fan than I am.
Yeah.
The only thing that I asked your mother to do was to put in the Jim Beam single barrel because it's 108 proof and it's half the price.
Okay.
So I did tell her to put this in. Otherwise, I told her the Bookers are somewhere on the blue shelf on the left side. That's all I said. Pick out 4, whichever 4 you want to pick out. So I didn't know. I'm glad she did Bardstown because Bardstown was truly one of my favorite batches. And if you remember correctly, a few years ago, it ended up in our top 5 list for the year. So that ended up nicely, actually.
That's interesting, though.
My point of the matter here is, guys, these $100.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not some of the older ones back when they were sold. I get that. Today, if you buy a Booker's, $100.
Yep.
Be careful.
Yeah.
You know, in all truthfulness here, I'm surprised. I really am surprised that you kind of downplayed all of them. I thought there would be a few in here you go, ooh, because it's Booker's.
Yeah.
You know, you and Kent, for the most part, are the Booker's guys, and you're me not so much.
I don't actually like tasting this one again. I will say the last couple releases from Booker's haven't been super impressed with. I've heard the Beam House batch got maybe not the best acclaim from a couple folks that have reviewed it. We haven't seen it yet here in Indiana after the reviews. Honestly, this might be the first Booker's that I pass on in a while. Just in hopes that they kind of get back to their good stuff. But I just said get back to their good stuff. This is a 2019, this is a 2018, and this is a what? 2019, 2019?
No idea. And again, your mom picked those, so there might be some over there that are a little more, current. Yeah. I don't know.
So I really don't know enough about the heritage of the Bookers to really say much other than like it's between 6 and 7 year. What that actually means in terms if that's like a thing that's important from a date standpoint or an age standpoint for Jim Beam, I honestly can't tell you. If you know, please let me know. But
Well,
with that being said, if you're going to do something like this, you have Elijah Craig that is 120, 130 proof. And I will say I'm not the biggest Elijah Craig barrel proof fan. There are some that I really do enjoy. But why would you get a Booker's at 6 to 7 year for $100 4 times a year when you can get something like a Larceny barrel proof or an Elijah Craig barrel proof for $75? More proof, more age state, like 6 years older in most cases. And when we buy the Elijah Craigs, I will say I've never been super disappointed like I have been with the Booker's. It's more like, the last batch of Elijah Craig was better, but like it seems recently with Booker's that they're just kind of mid. They're just kind of mid. And I would be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about Booker's, honestly, because after the Bean House batch, it might be a pass for me.
Well, I kept my mouth shut because I had things to say and Trenton pretty much covered it all. In today's economical landscape that we live in right now, if a bottle's $100, be careful.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than spending $100 for a bottle that just is mid. How about that?
And to maybe put it into perspective, of the $400 in Booker's that is currently sitting here, one of them was like pretty decent.
Yeah. I have to admit to you, a good friend of mine, Michael, that messaged me, suggested this blind. So
Michael.
It came to me in the truck to put the single barrel in with the Booker's.
Okay.
Granted, I didn't know where any of these were. I have no idea. I didn't know what Booker's she picked. I had no idea. But I picked the single barrel in the middle of the pack. Half the price.
And I say this after the fact, in retrospect. It would have been very interesting to see where the Jim Beam 7 fell in this lineup, considering the age
Yeah,
statement
but
around 7 years
the
for all
proof
this.
point would have just been way...
I didn't honestly think these drank in the proof range that they did. But that's just me. 125, I would have guessed this was more like 110.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
An excellent product. Trend's not lying. An excellent product. Jim Beam 7, what, $30, $35? I don't know
Yep.
what it is.
But hey,
it's not that bad.
I called the
The
shenanigans that was going on down. It took me 4 different pours, but I got there. So
I tell you what, for an impromptu blind, I had a whole lot of fun here tonight.
this was a fun one.
Yeah.
Very eye-opening too,
Yes.
but a fun one nonetheless.
Very
Thanks,
eye-opening.
Michael, for the suggestion.
Yep.
And if you have suggestions for blinds for either of us,
Yeah.
leave it in the comments. We do
Yep.
read them, so maybe we'll toss your blind in there at some point. We will
Yeah.
definitely give you credit for your idea.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. Have a fantastic weekend, honestly. The weather's fantastic. Everything is a beautiful day
Supposed
today.
to be in the 70s.
Supposed to be a beautiful weekend. I hope it is in your area
Yeah.
as well. Have a great weekend with your family and friends. And as always, while you're doing that, please drink responsibly. We'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.